Today on Dr. Phil, she moved in with him.
From my waterfront condo in Florida to a shoebox in New York.
But are they ready to tie the knot?
She stole your BMW?
I said I'm going to a class reunion, and I'm not going in the hoopty. She almost ran me over taking the BMW.
Fighting fiancés.
I never made that promise.
Please tell the truth.
Why are y'all even almost sort of kind of getting married? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've hurt long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
5, 4.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Do you ever feel like when you fall in love and marry one person, you then get them home and find out, whoa, this is not the deal I signed up for? You fall in love with Shamar Moore, but then you wake up next to Tyler Perry's Uncle John. Well, that's what Cheryl says happened when she decided to merge her life with her fiancé, Owen. Owen is an optometrist who says he makes up to $500,000 a year. In the beginning, he wined and dined Cheryl, flying her on weekend trips to New York to visit. She was so head over heels in love that she gave up her oceanfront condo in Florida to merge her life with his. But when she landed in New York, she got a rude awakening.
My fiance convinced me to move from my beautiful waterfront condo in Florida to a shoebox of an apartment in New York. We met in Florida. He was vacationing with some friends, and kind of that little love at first sight thing. The long-distance relationship in the beginning was great. We did see each other quite a bit. Owen would fly down quite often. He did fly me into New York every other weekend. I was very happy. He did talk to me about moving to New York with him and the kids. At that point, he had already asked me to marry him 1,000 times. It did take a little convincing. I enjoy my Florida living. But since we were talking about marriage and our future, it seemed like the smart thing to do. He is an optometrist. He's making money. And he said everything would be fine. I was under the impression that when I moved to New York, we were going to find a bigger place. It didn't happen. I went from a California king-size bed to sleeping on a futon. This was not the rosy picture I was painted. I asked myself several times, what in the hell did I get into? I lived in New York for a year before I decided I can't take anymore. I have to go. I'm currently living back in Florida in a not desirable neighborhood. So this is where I'm temporarily staying until I get back on my feet. I had a beautiful place. That was my place right there, 4th floor, the beautiful view looking over the canal. I gave up everything to be with Owen, and now I have nothing.
Well, Owen says, not so fast. This bait and switch can work both ways, according to him, because he says that as soon as she got there, they started fighting because she had no job, no money, and a ton of expectations. Take a look.
When I met Cheryl, it was love at first sight. I was just captivated. I told Cheryl I wanted to marry her. She said yes. But currently, my relationship with Cheryl is a little on the rocks. Cheryl expects me to pay for everything. Cheryl was having a very difficult time managing her finances in Florida. She was back and forth with courts and about to lose her place. When Cheryl and I made the decision to have her move to New York, it was a no-brainer. She was going to be homeless anyway. After she moved to New York, our communication issue became apparent. The argument started. Cheryl did start to become resentful because of the fact that I financially couldn't give her the things that she wanted. She wanted to move, but like I told her from the beginning, as well as when she was here, it wasn't financially feasible. Sleeping in the futon in the living room caused many arguments. My neck, my back, my this, my that. I couldn't take it. And I said, hon, maybe we should buy a bed and put it in the living room. I think I shouldn't have said that because that caused a gigantic argument. Before she moved, no promises were made. I love this woman like no other. And many times I feel no matter what I do, it's just not good enough.
Okay, when you came out, you were going, What's your about?
I was calm in the back, and then I saw her preliminary video, and I was like, no, it can't be. Come on. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. That's not how it was.
Well, so how was it?
Financially, like he stated, it was better for me to move to New York for financial reasons, to save money, to get prepared for the wedding.
But you had a job, right?
Did I have a job?
In Florida?
Yes, I did.
And you had a place?
I had a place.
And then you moved to New York. Did you think she would have a job when she moved to New York, or she was going to have to find one?
No, she already had a job set up.
Set up?
The job promised her $60,000. So it was a no-brainer on her part. That actually was the kicker that made her decide to come to New York.
You told me, hon, oh, this is a no-brainer. You come to New York, and you can work in my office, and I will pay you what you're making in Florida.
She actually gave us a list of what she says are your lies. She said you agreed to pay Cheryl to work in his optometry office, then said, well, I can't afford to pay that. Would get a bigger place after Cheryl moved to New York, then said, no money. Told family Cheryl's living a good life in New York, and they didn't know Cheryl was sleeping on a futon. Told friends Cheryl stole his BMW. Told cousin that Cheryl stole 20 grand from him. So that's the list of lies. You said this just a beginning. There were others, but you said those were the big ones. Did you do that?
Can you read each one again and then I can respond?
I'd be happy to. Agreed to pay Cheryl to work in his optometry office, then said couldn't afford to pay.
I never made that promise, and that was
You never made that promise?
I never
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the Oscar for the best liar goes to Owen. Thank you.
Dr. Phil, I'm a numbers cruncher, okay? I know my business in and out. I knew that there is no way that my optometry practice could support her salary. First of all, her coming to New York wasn't because of the promise of working at the practice. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, she came to New York because when we were talking, she said, this job is guaranteeing me $60,000. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's 3 times what you're making in Florida. So I said, hon, of course come. You know what I'm saying? It's a no-brainer. But the thing is, we were back and forth deliberating. Do I go to Florida? Does she come to New York? And I told her, the only thing that stopped me from going to Florida wait,
You could not come to Florida.
Right, but that's what I'm about to tell him. I could not come to Florida.
That was not in the conversation
Why
in the beginning.
Come to Florida?
It was always just
Why
me
couldn't
coming
you come
to
Florida?
It's because in optometry school, we have 3 national boards that we have to take. Florida has their own version of those 3. It's a no-brainer. I'm not going to go down there and retake those 3 tests. I'm 14 years out of school. I'm not going to go back and study to do that just to be in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So that was the main thing that made us decide, can I go to Florida?
You keep pushing your glasses up. You should get those to fit.
I know you want to get me on that. I know you want to get me.
I'm just saying. No, that'd be like me sitting up here with a tick, and I don't do anything about it.
No, you know what it is? Because when they did the taping at the house, they kept on me saying, Doc, keep your glasses up because of the reflection. So I keep doing it just to make you look good, make us all look good.
Well,
but anyway,
it's working so far. You said you would get a bigger place after Cheryl moved to New York, and then you said no money.
No. Okay.
Is that true or false?
False.
You didn't say you were going to get a bigger place?
Wait. I'm going to explain.
Well, but you can't filibuster. You have to answer the question.
Okay.
You're just going on and on
Exactly.
and on.
All right, okay.
Now you're both going on and on and on. Okay. Did you tell her you were going to get a bigger place?
I said, eventually we will get a bigger place. Let's come to New York. Let's solidify, and then let's merge our forces, and then we can get a bigger place.
Is that what he said?
No.
All right. Cheryl says Owen's family is constantly accusing her of being a gold digger. even though she says there's no gold to be dug. But Owen says that he is even starting to question Cheryl's intentions towards his finances. We're going to find out why when we come back.
Cheryl pawned the engagement ring that I gave her in order to fund her way back to Florida and continue her life. You just don't even understand what that ring means. I was so betrayed, so violated. I couldn't believe it.
And later...
But you want to set it straight, let's set it straight, okay? If you want to get real with it, let's get real with it. And you want to say that I'm just gold digger or whatever, like I said, there was no finances.
I would never call you a gold digger. I said everybody else said you are.
Owen's family has said to Owen that he was crazy for putting up with me. They told him, Owen, you are insane. You continue to be with her. It's like you're insane.
My family thinks nothing highly of Cheryl. My mother doesn't want me with her. My brother for sure doesn't want me with her. And neither does my uncle nor cousin.
Well, despite Owen's family not approving of his bride-to-be, Owen and Cheryl were still moving on with their wedding plans until they hit a major roadblock. Take a look.
We had agreed to have the wedding in Florida.
I said, you and I can go down to the city hall and get married and call it a day. But she said, no, it's not gonna happen that way.
I pictured Owen and I to have a very beautiful wedding. We were gonna have a beach wedding.
I said, okay, you want the big wedding? Let's do it. If that's what you want, then let's do it.
I had already picked out a couple of wedding dresses that I was interested in.
I wouldn't totally rule this one out.
We had already reached out to a wedding coordinator. I had already looked at venues. We had already taken our engagement photos.
I said, hon, how are we funding this? She said, it's on you. I said, it's on me. I tried to give Cheryl a budget of $5,000 to $7,000. She said, $15,000. I said, no, hon, we have a problem here.
So I stopped planning for the wedding.
I overheard her saying, no, there's not gonna be a wedding in October because of financial issues. Calling off the wedding was her idea. When I heard the wedding was called off, it didn't really bother me. I was like, okay, if that's what you want, then that's what you want.
Okay, did you call off the wedding?
I did, but...
Or is this the wedding ring,
It
the
is.
engagement ring? Why are you wearing it if you called off the wedding?
Because he asked me to put it back on in February.
It looks like he did a pretty nice job.
Yes, he did. That was the only thing he spent money on.
6,000, baby.
Did you tell your family she stole 20 grand?
No.
You didn't?
You
Nope.
did not?
No.
You did not tell your cousin that I...
Nope.
Did he tell you that you were the reason that there were no toys at Christmas?
Yes.
So he did tell you that?
Yes, he did tell me that.
So, but you didn't tell your family she stole 20 grand?
Not at all.
Did you tell her that she was the reason that there were no toys for Christmas?
No. My best friend said to me, he said, Owen, since you've met Cheryl, how much do you think you've spent? I said, easy, 20,000, easy.
So
he
where
said,
did your cousin come in from
wow.
that?
So now maybe my cousin might have heard the story that I'm telling my buddy, and that's where the 20,000
How would your
popped up.
cousin hear the story when she doesn't even communicate with this guy? She does not even know his phone number. They don't even communicate.
Okay.
So how would she even know that if it did not come from you?
If I'm
Tell the truth for once. Please, tell the truth. Did you not say that I stole money from you?
I said you stole money from me.
That's why your family does not like me, because you continue to tell these stories about me.
Did you tell him she stole your BMW?
Yeah, she did. After a barbecue, she almost ran me over taking the BMW. Of course I said that. Dr. Phil, I'm going to be honest with you. When I said something, I said something.
Okay.
So
I told them
So
that
she
they
stole the BMW, but not the 20 grand?
No, she didn't steal 20,000. She stole an envelope with $1,300 in it, which was my rent money, when she packed up and left. And my,
So
and
let
my,
me ask you a question, Dr. Phil, if I may. Who steals someone's... Now, keep in mind, I work for him. I work in his office. I'm his office manager. Who steals someone's car and then come to work Monday morning early before the office even opens and opens the office? But I stole the BMW. But I come to work.
In the BMW?
In the BMW that I stole.
With your $1,300 bucks?
With my $20,000.
Dr. Phil, it was a barbecue. Going to the barbecue, we decided we're gonna drive 2 cars. I have a hoopty, a beat-up car, and my BMW, which is my baby, okay? I said, hun, I'll drive the hoopty to the barbecue. You drive the BMW, but understand that after the barbecue, I'm going to need the BMW because I'm going to a 20-year class reunion, and I'm not going in the hoopty. Okay, so now she said, one of my buddies is talking to me. He's calling me. She said, go talk to your buddy. I'm not going anywhere. I go talk to him. I turn around. She's starting the car. So now...
Sucker.
So now...
Hey, go talk to your buddy.
Right,
I'll be
so
right
now,
here.
Now, so the car almost hit me. So then now all my buddies are standing there watching me like, and I'm like, I can't believe this woman took my car. That's what I said. And then we called her the Saturday, the Sunday.
You never called me the whole weekend.
So did you go to your 20-year class reunion in the hoopty?
No. Not
you
me.
didn't?
Not
Because you
me.
think, I'm not rolling up in that thing, right?
Yeah, right.
But you skipped the 20-year reunion. You have to wait another 20 years.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. But understand.
The BMW will be your hoopty by then.
Yeah.
All right. Money, money, money. We have accusations of a stolen BMW and $20,000 that has gone down the tube. Cheryl gives her list of their biggest fights over the almighty dollar when we come back.
I'm under a lot of stress at this point. I asked Owen for $50 for me to go to the doctor. You would have thought I just asked this guy to finance a car. He just went ballistic over $50.
And later, why are y'all even almost, sort of, kind of, maybe getting married?
Is this my cue to run? I would always tell Owen, you are so blinded by things. Your children manipulate you, your co-workers manipulate you. You are the only blind optometrist that I've ever known.
I agree.
Because that was Cheryl talking about how her fiance Owen, who ironically is an eye doctor, is blind when it comes to life, marriage, how to treat a woman. Now, their biggest dilemma seems to be over the almighty dollar. Take a look.
When I was in New York, Owen never gave me money for anything, for shopping, to get my hair done. I didn't even have winter shoes. He didn't even buy me a pair of boots.
She was coming to me more and more for money. She suggested, "Hun, why don't I come and work at the office with you?" I let her come. I was paying her $300 a week, but it just still wasn't enough.
That's not even minimum wage. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm under a lot of stress at this point, so now I'm having to go to the doctor on a weekly basis. So I asked Owen for $50 for me to go to the doctor. You would have thought I just asked this guy to finance a car. He just went ballistic over $50. Owen would say that I am financially irresponsible because he would ask me, what are you doing with your money? And I'm like, you know what you pay me. You're a doctor. It's not hard to figure out. He has lied about me several times. He told people that I stole over $20,000 from him, and that is complete.
The whole stealing thing happened because Cheryl wanted an advance on her check, so she stole $1,300 envelope with my rent money inside. I told her on the phone, you took my rent money, which has $1,300 in it, and I am going to dig into your bra and take my $1,300 back, and I'm going to rip my $6,000 engagement ring off of your finger.
What about digging in her bra? Is that where your $1,300 was?
It's just an analogy that I made.
Oh, it's just an analogy.
Yeah, that I made with my friends.
I mean, at that point, it wasn't much going on. I would have liked that.
Are you resenting the fact that she's costing you money?
I mean, I don't resent the fact, because, I mean, I don't really worry about money. I need to make it...
You don't worry about money?
Wait, hold on. Let me explain. Like I tell everybody, I have a 95% income to obligation ratio. So I need to make money to fulfill my obligations. Once I make my money and my obligations are fulfilled, I don't worry about anything after that. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
You got bills to pay.
Of course. When we rekindled our love in 2012, I had a lot of bills paid off. But then what ended up happening? So many disasters were happening in Florida. So money was just going down. So it's coming from my account. It's coming from my credit card. 4,000 went down in Florida.
You want a working wife?
Yes, I mean, I want a working wife that's going to be financially responsible. I mean, my problem with her is the fact that...
I want a loving, supporting husband is what I want.
Of course, I will give her a loving, supporting husband, Dr. Phil, but understand, from her job in Florida, just got a paycheck on Thursday. Friday morning, she's broke. She's broke on Friday morning. I swear to you, Dr. Phil. I mean, we're going to be honest. We're going to keep it frank. We're going to keep it real.
Absolutely.
Okay?
So you want to say...
So Friday morning, she's broke. So now I have to be in New York knowing my woman has to get to work on Friday. Her gas tank is on E. She's worried about how she's going to get there. She's scrambling for change to do it Saturday and Sunday. And she's flying out to your show Monday with no money in her pocket.
But in the meantime, did I ask you for anything? So if you want to set it straight, let's set it straight, okay? If you want to get real with it, let's get real with it. And you want to say that I'm just gold digger or whatever? Like I said, there was no finances.
I didn't call you a gold digger.
Wait a minute.
Everybody else did. I never said that to you because I love you. I wouldn't say that to you. Right. I would never call you a gold digger. I said everybody else said you are.
I didn't spend money on me. It was on your kids.
Dr. Phil.
I'm asking you for money for your kids. I'm asking you for money to put food on the table to go to the groceries to feed your kids. The little money that you gave me, I'm going to the store to buy pots, pans, and stuff to feed your children. I get $60 from you, and I'm going and buying your daughter a new dress so she can look cute for her first little Valentine dance. So you want to talk about money and being a gold digger, me asking for money? I never asked for anything from me. It was all about the kids and about the house. Tell that. Tell that. Gold diggers don't ask for that for your kids.
All right. Speaking of children, Cheryl says Owen's children, who are ages 11, 8, and 7, have put her through hell. We're going to find out what happened that left Cheryl ducking and weaving and trying to defend herself against his youngest son. We'll talk about that when we come back.
I would describe Owen's youngest son as being Chucky. He's screaming, I'm gonna bring the wrath on you. Okay, little boy, if you wanna bring the wrath on me, bring it.
And later...
She had a ton load of ultimatums in order for us to get married, but it's fine. I jumped through the hoops, I've jumped through all of them, I'll keep jumping through them because I love this woman. Anyway, go ahead.
Doctor.
Thank you.
Cheryl and myself did get into a physical altercation after Thanksgiving. She punched me in the back of my head. And she kicked me in my back. Those stairs right there. And I stumbled down the stairs.
I did not kick Owen down the steps. I took my foot and I pushed him in his back. So he missed like 2 steps. When someone kicks you down the steps, you fall, you tumble, and you roll. None of that happened.
Well, Cheryl says in the short time she lived with her fiancé, Owen, she was hit, kicked, spit on, and cursed out by his youngest son, who she did compare to Chucky from the movie Child's Play, while Owen did nothing but make excuses for it. Listen to this, and then we'll hear from Owen.
When I first got to New York, Owen's kids treated me like... I would describe Owen's youngest son as being Chucky. The 6-year-old hit me with a closed fist. He has called me everything imaginable. Fat bitch, stupid bitch, we hate you, you stupid. All of this is from a 6-year-old. Within 2 weeks of my arrival, I'm laying here asleep one morning, 6 a.m. He comes into the living room area and he goes to get a movie. And I tell him, no, it's too early in the morning. You're not gonna watch a movie. So he's screaming, I wanna watch a movie. And I'm like, no, you stupid bitch. I told him, go to your room. No, leave me alone. I'm gonna bring the wrath on you. Okay, little boy, if you wanna bring the wrath on me, bring it. So he takes the remote and throws it and breaks the flat screen TV. Owen did not punish his son. Instead, he blamed me. Why did you tell him no? Like, what do you mean, why did I tell him no? It's 6 in the morning.
Okay, your 6-year-old should be talking like that to any adult. Is that happening?
In the beginning, with his emotional disturbance diagnosis and him being so attached to his father, yeah, he was. But that was, it started during the disaster of Sandy, you know,
right.
when I had to go to work and she was watching them.
Did you consecrate that behavior if he did that sort of thing, if he disrespected her or any other adult? Did you intervene?
Of course.
He always had an excuse for it.
No.
Always had an excuse.
Is he hitting her and spitting on her and calling her names, to your knowledge?
When I came home that day, she told me that he hit her and kicked her and things of that sort. And I was like, wow, I reprimanded him. You know, her problem with the situation was the fact that he broke the TV, my TV, and I went out to buy another one in a week. So yeah, I brought another TV, that's fine. I mean, that's my prerogative, isn't it? But the thing is,
so
I reprimanded my son.
With a new TV after he broke the TV?
No, because when I brought the TV into the house, I told him, that's my TV, don't break it again, you can't watch it. So I continued with her punishment, where she told me he couldn't watch TV. He was on punishment for I think 2 months. And to me, that was a little harsh, but it is what it is, because like she says, do not show division. And I did not show division.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why are y'all even almost, sort of, kind of, maybe getting married?
Is this my cue to run?
Owen and Cheryl are currently separated and living in 2 different states. Will they be able to put their differences aside and finally walk down the aisle? Do you want to get married to her?
There is no woman on this earth that I would take as my wife except her.
Do you want to marry him?
Her pause is for a different reason, because she has a ton load of ultimatums in order for us to get married. But it's fine. I jumped through the hoops. I've jumped through all of them. I'll keep jumping through them because I love this woman. Anyway, go ahead.
Doctor.
Thank you.
Dr. Phil, I do love Owen. I would love to marry Owen, but it is no way I would go into a relationship with these problems.
All I can give you is my opinion.
Thank you.
You're not ready to get married here.
Thank you.
You're not ready to get married here. This sounds like a divorce counseling session that we've been through here, with both of you having a clash of ideas and concepts. And he claims that you want a robot who will just always agree with, do anything you want him to do, etc. You're concerned about finances, trying to be responsible in your business and with your children. But let me tell you something. When you get married, you've got to look at a lot of different points before you do. You've got to go through some serious premarital counseling. You've got to see if you can share some budget ideas. I mean, can you honestly, do you have the same financial philosophies, the same financial priorities? Do you have some compatible parenting philosophies? You know, where are you on religion? Where are you on geography? Where are you on sexual expectations? Where are you with regard to your extended families? All of those things. And the fact is, you just may not be compatible. You need to do some serious premarital counseling. If I arrange for someone to walk you guys through this together, A, B, C, D. I mean, well, you're going to really have some things written out. And you're going to have one thing that will determine the success or failure of what I'm going to set up for you, and that is emotional integrity. If you agree to do it, you have to do what you say you'll do. Don't agree to it if you're not genuinely 100% prepared to follow through. Both of you are getting along fine. You don't have to get married to be okay in this world. This is something you should only do because you want to, not because you feel like you need to.
Right.
And so I'm telling you, you've got to have the integrity. If you make a parenting plan, stick with it. If you make a financial plan, stick with it. If I set this up for you, will you participate in it?
I would definitely participate.
Will you participate in it?
Absolutely.
You'll do it. That's
Absolutely.
our gift to you. We will set that up, and we'll do it. And then I want you to come back here and tell me where you are.
Absolutely.
Okay? Fair enough? All right. I'm going to keep a close eye on you two. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. Jacob and Lucy appeared on the show in December after their son was hit by a drunk driver and tragically left paralyzed. We'll find out how they've been doing since we last saw them. When my next guests, Jacob and Lucy, last appeared on the show just this last December, their son's life had taken a tragic turn when a teenage drunk driver plowed into his stroller during a morning walk, leaving him paralyzed.
Isaiah's life took a tragic turn last October when a drunk teenage driver hit his stroller.
The teenager who hit baby Isaiah struck and seriously injured the toddler while driving drunk and high on marijuana, leaving the baby partially blind, brain damaged, and paralyzed.
When we finally saw our son, he was lifeless. He wasn't moving at all. It was the worst thing that you could possibly imagine.
I had to stop working and I was taking care of Isaiah.
We didn't have insurance for Isaiah. His bills were well over $1 million. We're still struggling to make ends meet. It just breaks my heart.
Really proud to meet y'all, but I'm really sorry for the circumstance. Well, Isaiah is severely injured, has severe brain damage, is paralyzed from the chest down. He does have to go to the doctor a lot. You two share a car. I think your van's got 200,000 miles on it. Is that right? We would like to present you, Jacob and Lucy, with a second family car.
Thank you so much.
Jacob and Lucy, I'm JP Painter from Hohen Acura, and I'm here to present you with your brand new 2014 Acura ILX Hybrid.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
It's beautiful. Isaiah's gonna love it.
This car is a blessing, it truly is.
Well, Jacob and Lucy say even though they're happy and so grateful about getting their new wheels, the road they are on is still a struggle.
Unfortunately, since the show, Isaiah's had a couple setbacks.
Isaiah had to go back into the hospital. He had to have an emergency surgery. It was hard on us, but luckily the surgery went really well and now he's doing really good.
We were going in the right direction, but you know, this set us back a lot. Since the show, we were able to get Isaiah into an amazing therapy program called Project Walk. Isaiah enjoys his therapy. He's smiling while he does it.
He's making a lot of progress. There's been other children that have had similar injuries to Isaiah that have had a lot of success there.
He was able to hold himself up. He was doing better with his army crawling. Right now, Isaiah's only going to his therapy once a week, but they want to build him up and get him there like 2 to 3 times a week.
It's great, but it's also very expensive. His therapy costs $100 an hour. We still struggle a lot financially. Jacob hasn't been able to work because Isaiah requires 24-hour care. We have to use credit cards to buy groceries.
I had to borrow money for gas and electric. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to pay the mortgage.
My hope is that people understand how much damage they can do from drinking and driving.
Okay, well, it's good to see you two again. And since I saw you, you did take delivery on your new Acura.
Yeah.
And that was great, right?
Right.
And handy for getting around, and
Definitely.
it's a wonderful car. I love those things. What's the biggest challenge you face right now?
I would say it's financially because Jacob can't work. He doesn't get paid. I have to take days off. And, you know, just seeing Isaiah in pain, it's hard on us.
It's hard to see him sick and ailing, of course. Now, Jacob and Lucy are obviously in debt due to their son's medical care. We're going to talk about managing that stress when we come back. I'm back with Jacob and Lucy, who say since appearing on the show, Isaiah returned to the hospital for 2.5 weeks. The family is barely able to make ends meet. How are you two getting along?
It's been a struggle, you know, because financially it interrupts, you know, relationships, and, you know, it just puts a lot of stress and frustration on us, and just trying to figure out how we're gonna, you know, make that next meal or, you know, get that bill paid, and it's a struggle, but, you know.
And you feel frustrated because you feel like you should be out there working and helping and contributing financially.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you simply can't do that. You two understand what I mean when I say you only think you have problems until you have problems. And it kind of puts everything in perspective for so many of us. And you all know, you two I hope know, that through the Dr. Phil Foundation, we set up the Baby Isaiah Fund for the family the last time they were here. And our viewers have really taken you guys to heart. I mean, they really care about you. And I got to tell you, I have the absolute best audience, best viewers in the history of television, because every time we talk about a story that they look at, but for the grace of God go I, we get so many letters and so much support. The president and CEO of the Dr. Phil Foundation, Mickey Woodard, is here. Hello, Mickey. Mickey, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Mickey is here, and she is here to present Jacob and Lucy with a check from our viewers for $173,814, which will go into a trust for this family. So, Mickey, go right ahead.
Jacob and Lucy, on behalf of our thousands of very generous viewers who care deeply about what's happening with you and your family and this little baby, I'm so proud to present this check.
Thank you. Now, I trust this will help.
A lot. It'll help so much. I mean, this is a blessing, and I just want to thank everybody and everybody that's pitched in, and, you know, these are the things that keeps us going, because there's so many good people out there, and that's what touches our hearts, and it's a blessing.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Phil, for everything that you've done for my son.
You know, we're excited to be able to help in some small way, and, you know, when you talk about that, you know, he can only go to this therapy once a week when he would benefit so much more if he was able to go to it, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a week. Hopefully this will enable you and empower you to be able to get him the kind of treatment that he needs, and that's all we want. And let me say, there is still an opportunity to donate to the Baby Isaiah Fund by going to drphilfoundation.org to click and donate. And when you donate money, you give $1, $1 goes straight through to them. There's no overhead, there's no management fees, there's no nothing. So our viewers have picked up the phone, got online, and donated $173,814 so far. And we want to continue to be y'all's partner in helping any way that we can with this, and hopefully we'll see you guys again very soon. I want to thank all of my guests, and a special thanks to our generous viewers. Listen, thank all of y'all for doing this. I mean, for taking the time. You see, when there are millions and millions of viewers, it all adds up. So thank you for contributing to the Baby Isaiah Fund. We really appreciate you doing this. Thanks so much.